Are you tired? Are you tired of all the fighting? Of all the name calling? Of all the I'm more right than you're right, I'm better than you're better? Me too. I think it's time that we start working together as Americans and eventually with the world. But right now it's just with Americans. We as Americans are at a quite an impasse. On one hand, we have a group of individuals who believe that they are right no matter what, and that their leader cannot be wrong. There's nothing that he can do to upset them or change their minds. There's nothing he can do to change their minds. And then we have the other side, who can be abrasive at times, who can definitely have some troubles getting communication problems across. But they mean well. They still want what's best for not only themselves, but everybody. They want what's best for themselves, for the opposition, for people they don't even know. Well, the difference is here are one side is for themselves, the other side is for everyone. And right now, it shouldn't be an argument at all. Everybody should all be for everybody. There should be no excuse. There is no excuse for anybody who thinks that they should be for themselves. Now, let's dive into who these parties are. I talk with a lot of people from both sides of the aisle. Something I find very common is that I try to bring peace and talk to people, talk to Trump supporters and Republicans with honest facts, without insulting, without attacking. And all I get back is being called a snowflake, a liberal cucktard, an idiot, a fool, a sheep. You name it, I've been called it. For only suggesting to people that we should work together. Again, I suggest to Trump supporters, let us find unity. Let us find something that we can work on together. What is it that you need to make you feel safe, to help you feel comfortable? And the responses I get are, shut up, you libtard, Donald Trump 2020, shut up, you cucktard, shut up, I hate you, you're lying, you're stupid. All I'm trying to do is help. I get that Republicans have been living in fear for years. Media doesn't make it that easy to not live in fear. Fox News is purely political based. They make you fear for political reasons. But I gotta give it to you. is that other sources of media also make you fear, but not on a political agenda, but on a monetary one. So I'll give you an example. There's supposed to be an asteroid headed towards Earth on election day. Well, that sounds scary by itself. An asteroid headed towards Earth. Well, that's exactly what we see in the headlines from CNN, from Washington Post. Asteroid headed towards Earth on election day. Me being very skeptical of news, I immediately went to Near Earth Observations Program on nasa.gov, where they post every single near Earth object that will come in within range of Earth. And that asteroid that is going to have a 0.41% chance to hit Earth is 6 feet wide. That means that it will burn up before anybody even sees it on the ground. Nobody's going to see it. It'll just burn up in the atmosphere. There is no reason why any news publication at all should be making a story about this. The only reason why they did is because they get to say the words asteroid headed towards Earth and get a bunch of clicks for it. Now, we look at the Republican side and how far down they've gotten is, instead of saying that an asteroid is headed towards Earth, they'll say an asteroid is headed towards Earth that's 40 miles wide, that can only be stopped by Trump, and Joe Biden sent it to Earth to blow up Earth. Like, this is how drastically stark the contrasts are. One, news definitely doesn't need to make things scarier. For sure. Not to make an extra buck. Maybe this is something that needs to be dealt with on a legal level of forcing all CNN to post more right-wing news, and all right-wing news to be posting more left-wing news. And then also defund some of the media organizations, make them more government funded, so that they have to be neutral, so that they don't rely on making money from clicks, from their ad revenue, because they have to make money from their ad revenue. YouTube videos do it too. You can't like, people don't get upset with Mr. Beast for clickbaiting almost every single one of his I don't even get upset with Mr. Beast for clickbaiting all of his videos. He does a lot of clickbait, but he also does a lot of good. And the clickbait is always close enough to where it's like not too clickbaity inside it, but it's always been clickbait nonetheless. And again, I love Mr. Beast. I think he's awesome. I think he does a great job. Power to him. May he continue always doing it, clickbait or not. It doesn't matter to me. I understand what clickbait is. I understand that news organization didn't have an actual asteroid the size of a city coming at Earth. They were just trying to get clicks onto their news article. And this is what we need to change. We need to change how people absorb information. We can't just accept that Fox News is better because CNN and Washington Post just has all doom and gloom. That is an actual response to somebody who said they only watch Fox News because they don't like all the bad news that they get from CNN. Unfortunately, when there's just bad news, there's just bad news. What we do is we don't stick our head in the sand and try to hide from it. We work together and we try to fix it. We don't just look to one man as our Messiah. We do what we can together and we make a better future for everyone. Together. Republicans, Democrats, individuals, no matter who you are or where you came from, where you stem from, this is no longer the time for insulting. This is no longer the time for attacking. This is the time for us to actually work together. But what I fear is that this whole thing will just fall on deaf ears of Republicans.